Me, myself, and I. It's me, myself, and I. Me, myself, and I. It's me, myself, and
I show me, myself, and I. You're listening to episode Ochenta, Cinco, 85. Hello, everybody. Welcome to The Quiet Storm with me, myself, and I am your host, Mike Betancourt. I want to welcome everybody back to the Me, Myself, and I podcast. It's been an interesting weekend, and now I'm here to talk and recap the entire weekend. First, we started out by listening to Bach, then we moved on to Mozart. And after we moved on to Mozart, we went to Tchaikovsky. And after Tchaikovsky, Hey. Whoops, excuse me. Sorry. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Yes, I am great. I have no idea what I just said right now, but it doesn't matter. Welcome back to me, myself, and I. I was a little bit under the weather. I'm feeling good. Actually, I just got back from a comedy show over the weekend, and I wanted to record. Excuse me, let me get my bearings. I wanted to podcast yesterday, but when you're gone for a whole weekend and you're a family man, boy, the honey-do list is a mile long, and every comic that has a family, you have to realize as soon as you're gone, have fun doing comedy, writing all the list down that needs to be done when you get back, because that's how they're supportive. That's how your significant other is supportive in stand-up comedy. They'll allow you to do stand-up without complaining, bitching, or moaning, like, when are you going to stop doing this? They won't do that. My lovely wife has a honey-do list. That's how she gets back at me. And I have to do it because I've been gone for the whole weekend, and she's taking care of the kids the whole weekend. And it's not easy. I'm not saying my kids are tough. I'm just saying it's easier with two on two instead of 1 on 2. You get it? Got it. Good. So I wanted to podcast yesterday. I couldn't because I was doing my honey to-do list. And I tell you what, I got them all off the list. Hey, I handle it. Took me all day, but I handled it. Wife came home. Wow, this is amazing. You're damn right. Because I handle the honey-do list. Gentlemen, if you have a honey-do list, I want to know, what is your honey-do list? Do me a favor, email me at mmipodcast19@gmail.com. Let me know what you do for your honey-do list. And if you don't do a honey-do list, do you complain about it? I don't want to do it. Okay, I get it. Okay, laundry, constantly putting dishes away, constantly cleaning. That sucks, okay? I hate doing the honey-do list. I hate doing the honey-do list, okay? I do when it comes to cleaning. But my wife has a lot of stuff for me to build, and it's a mile long. And I'm trying my best to get it through because I'm trying to organize the garage. I just found... my garage is messy. I'm not going to lie. But I'm moving forward to it, and I'll tell you why. Because I used to have like this work bench with all these pegboards, and every time my tools fall off, and I've outgrown the workbench. Okay, I've outgrown it. I've got a lot of tools now, so I need to get more organized. So I decided to get a wall organizer. That means I went on YouTube, found out how to make a wall organizer. I'm putting it up, but in order for me to do that, I got to do all these other chores. My wife's like, what? You're going to do that project? What about the backyard project? And this is what I said to her. I was like, honey, I need to put this wall organizer up. In order for me to put this wall organizer up, that means the workflow is going to progress. That means I'm going to have more chores for me to do to make you happy. And she said, get that goddamn organizer up ASAP, because mama wants more honey-do list. It's part of marriage. Okay, gentlemen, if you are new to marriage, realize you have a honey-do list. You do. It's just a part of marriage. It's the thing that we have to do as husbands. You can kick and scream and bitch about it and cry about it, but guess what? It's still going to get done. Guess what? The list is going to get longer. The more you complain about a honey-do list, the longer it's going to get. So stop your complaining, man up, knock out each item off that list, get it done in a day, and then just chill. And I know women don't want their men to chill. I get that. What else do you want to do? My wife's not like that. My wife's a wonderful human being. She doesn't bother me when I'm done with the honey-do list because I am exhausted. Here's one of the honey-do lists. We have on the front yard. We have on the side. We have a couple of bushes, and she's like, "Oh, just take out those bushes out and take the ground out, and we'll put some tan bark all over it." I'm like, "Sure, no problem." And I didn't know that this bush was from hell. I mean, I got my pickaxe and I chipped around it, kept chipping around it. And normally at this point, I get a shovel and break the shovel, but I knew not to do that. And I kept chipping around it, and it took me almost an hour to get this goddamn bush out. I was like, motherfucker. And then there was another bush, took that out, but there was all these river rocks underneath the ground. You couldn't even break ground. You had to take all these river rocks. I'm like, well, either I leave it here and she's going to complain about it, or I take it all out, and then if she complains about it, she can put it back herself. What do? I should have just left it in there. Holy crap. There was 4 layers of river rock on top of each other. I was exhausted by the end of the day. I was done. And my wife came home. She's like, "Why didn't you call me? I could have helped." No, you wouldn't. You would have just said, "Yeah, you can move it." "Oh, you did it? No, it's okay." But I did it anyways. I drank a beer, and then I passed out. And now I'm podcasting today for you. So that's why I didn't podcast yesterday, because the podcast wasn't on the honey-do list, okay? That's the honey-do list. I think a woman should create a podcast called the honey-do list. There you go, ladies. If you're thinking about kicking around a podcast idea, there you go. It was a great weekend. Oh, my God. I had a phenomenal weekend. I was headlining in Santa Rosa, and I was headlining in Fort Bragg. Oh, my God. These places were just absolutely amazing. Mr. Jake Burney, he's a producer. He found me through recommendation, and he wanted me to headline for him. And unfortunately, this is how it all started. Him and I were talking for a couple months, and we were just trying to find the perfect time for me to come out and headline for him. And then all of a sudden the fires came, people lost their power and stuff, so he didn't have much to promote. So I decided, I was like, you know what? We're a week out to the show. Let me come out. Let me help you post up some posters and meet and greet people, and do the whole presidential campaign, shaking hands and kissing babies. And I was doing that, and, that's 3 hours out of my way. I got up at 4 o'clock in the morning. This is a week prior to the show. You notice I corrected myself because I said like. I don't like to say like all the time. This is like a week prior to the show. And like I was the other day and like, oh my God, it was like. Sorry. It was a week prior to the show. So I decided to go over to Fort Bragg. Got on the radio on KNYO 107.7. Had a wonderful time on the radio. Bob, the host, big time stoner, loved him. He was the best. He was like, "Hey man, you want?" And then you know what? He was so much of a stoner that he went to the bathroom, came back, and it reeked. He was that much of a stoner that he forgot to share weed. That's how much of a good stoner Bob was. It was amazing. So anyways, we were walking around town handing out flyers and meeting people. And you know what? Fort Bragg is a very beautiful fishing town. I loved it. Just loved hanging out there. Just loved seeing the fog and the crabs and the fishes and the scenery and just beautiful. It was absolutely amazing. So then I did about a whole day's worth of promotion. And then the next week it was showtime. First night was on Friday. We were in Santa Rosa at the Epicenter. Epicenter is a sports complex, like a multiple chain of rooms. You have a restaurant, you got soccer, you got video games, and then you got this one section for comedy. And I walked in, I was like, oh my God, this is not going to do well. And I was wrong. I was really wrong because it was an amazing night. It was fun. I had a blast, and it was, feature act was the one and only Nick Larson. Crushed it for me, set me up to run wild. That's what I love when people do well before me. I love it because it wakes me up and goes, oh shit, I better bring the heat because they brought the heat. And if I don't bring the heat, the responsibility lies on me. Hello, I'm the headliner. I'm headlining. There's a lot of responsibility when you're headlining a show, okay? If you don't do well, the rest of the show doesn't do well. Even if the feature act does well, they'll just say, well, the feature act was great, but everyone else sucked. If I did well, then everyone will say, oh, the whole show was great. Because my name, my face is on the poster. Headlining, okay? You have to headline the right way. And I take great pride in headlining, having that responsibility. Oh my God, I can't speak today. I apologize. Good thing I don't know how to speak today instead of over the weekend. Okay, I'm a little tired from all the honey-do list yesterday. Bunch of river rocks has just messed up my speech impediment. Messed it up. Anyways, we had an opening act, Danielle RC. She is absolutely amazing. Just simply crushed it. The noise was kind of bouncy. I noticed that. It was loud, and it's funny how noise travels. A lot of people don't understand that when you're performing comedy, if noise is bouncy, that means laughter is going to be bouncy. That means you're going to hear people speak. It's just an awkward situation. So I noticed right before she went up, I was like, hey, make sure you pull the microphone away and speak more clearly and just slow down your tone until it's time to pick it up. And she soaked it up right up, and she had an amazing set. And then Nick had an amazing set. And then I came out there and had a blast. I had so much fun. I talked about being in the military, and I talked to some vets, and I was making fun of other branches in the military, especially the Marines. And it was fun. And this one Marine got pissed. He got pissed off at me. He's like, you know what? I can't believe that. I can't believe he's just making fun of the Marines. He gets up. First of all, calls me a fucking punk and a pussy. Gets up and storms out. And his girlfriend storms out. I'm like, damn, I couldn't believe it. I was like, are you fucking, I said it again. I'm going to try it again. And the Marine storms out. So then I went, are you fucking kidding me? You're getting mad over a joke? Seriously, this Marine was getting all bent out of shit. A Marine! United States Marine, first to go, last to know. Hoorah, devil dog. You're getting offended. You're storming out of a comedy show because I made fun of all the branches in the military, and God forbid I make fun of the Marines and he gets all bent out of shape and pissed off. Really? And I realize this. There's two types of people in the military. Okay? Think about this. There's two types of people in the military. There's two types of people. The first type are the badass people, the one that work their asses off, whether it's what I did, launching planes off the flight deck, SEALs, Special Forces, infantry, artillery, EODs, CBs, paratroopers for the Air Force. Yes, there's an elite group for the Air Force. I know I give Air Force a lot of crap, but God bless them. I mean, I only give them a lot of crap because if you think about this, the Air Force is the best branch in the military. Because the Air Force truly loves and takes care of each other. I've never seen so much class in the Air Force. That's why all the other branches give Air Force crap, because we're like, I want to be treated like that. I give it, you know what? I give Air Force so much crap. You know, everyone calls it the chair force, and I give it so much crap. But guess what? We're all jealous. Okay, Air Force, we are jealous because you do the right thing. You take care of your own with respect and love. The Marines don't love each other. The Navy hates each other. Army doesn't give a crap. Coast Guards, but I'll tell you how the Air Force takes care of each other. When I was stationed in Pensacola, Florida, there was a couple of Air Force airmen doing some temporary active duty there. And they're the only airmen on a naval base. I was talking to them. They said they get hazard duty pay on an American naval base. I'm like, how do you get... There we go, I said it again. So I said, how do you get hazard duty pay on an American naval base? And they said, our branch loves us. They fear for our lives. So, you know, we make fun of everybody in the military, makes fun of everybody in the military because that's how you get along. That's how you deal with crap. Okay? You realize your number one job is to go to war. Sure, yeah, you got to keep the peace, but what's the number one thing when something breaks out? You go to war. Well, in order for you to realize and deal with that is through a sense of humor. How do you deal with that? Make fun of everybody else, you know? And this Marine gets all butthurt and just storms out. I'm like, I can't believe. So anyway, there's two types of Marines. Ones that are badass and work their asses off, and the other ones that just delivered paper or was working in personnel, handing out papers and pens and all that stuff. Hey, I need you to sign this. Wearing a Marine uniform. I need you to sign this. You need to go down to personnel. And then when that person gets out, yeah, I served the United States Marine. I was a Marine. And when I was a Marine, I was a Marine. So just remember, sound like John Wayne. So just remember, when I was a Marine, I was a Marine. And no one's going to make fun of me. Even though I made people just sign signatures for 4 years, I served my country with paperwork, paper clips, and pens. But you know what? I'm glad he stormed. And he was waiting for me. He was waiting to kick my ass. He was waiting. He was heated. He was just waiting back and forth. Like he was going to kick my ass. I'll just throw him a paperclip. But he was drunk. He was pissed off. and he was heated. His wife was heated, and I'm not going to confront them. Why? Why confront someone that wants to hate? That's stupid. That's not calling me a pussy. But why would I want to jump into a fight when I can avoid it completely? Let that guy cool down. Let him talk shit. Let him talk shit for the whole weekend. You believe this comic that I saw was making fun of me, and he was making fun of all the Marines, and I tried to beat his ass, but guess what? He didn't come out, so I went home and cried about it, and then I left a Yelp review, and then I had sex with my wife, and then she made me do a honey-do list, but it's okay. I'm a Marine. I'm not gonna. The only time I'm gonna get in a fight if my life depends on it. Otherwise I'm gonna avoid it. There's no need to. Okay? People get too happy because once I beat his ass, then he's gonna sue me. No, I'm just kidding. I don't want to promote violence here on Me, Myself, and I. We're not here to promote violence. But thank God for the next day. The next day, Fort Bragg. Oh my God, it was magic. Danielle Arcee, she was the host, and she just absolutely destroyed it. We had a guest spot. She did her thing. And then Nick Larson, feature act, set the bar up again. He said, follow that, motherfucker. No, he didn't say that. He never says that. He's such a great guy. But he set it up, and I did my thing. And let's just say, for some reason, Fort Bragg was magical. I don't know what it was, but it just clicked. All cylinders clicked really well. And the reason why I know why it clicked so well is because what happened before showtime. And what happened before showtime was very special. I was kicking backstage, and I was on Facebook, and you shouldn't go on Facebook. If you're about to perform, just don't go online. Don't do anything. Don't do any of that. Because what I'm about to tell you is this is what happened. So I went online, and I saw my brother-in-law post something. He posted that it was him and his wife's anniversary. Well, unfortunately, his wife, my sister-in-law, was the one that passed away from cancer in August. And that Saturday at Fort Bragg was their anniversary, 28 years of being married. And it was a very sad time. And this is minutes before the show started. And I'm looking at this, and I turn off. I was like, damn it, I said it again. I turned off the phone, and everyone looked at me. Nick said, "Are you okay, Mike?" I said, "I got to get the fuck out of here." And this is minutes before the show started. I'm on the verge of tears because I feel so bad for this beautiful love story that came to an end. And I'm about to cry because I love my brother-in-law, and I truly loved my sister-in-law. And I had to walk out. I had to take a moment. And I said, I got to get the fuck out of here. And I walked out, and I'm walking, and I'm trying to go down the streets, and I'm just praying, and I'm looking up at the stars, and I'm just holding it in. I was like, don't fall apart right now. You have a show to do. Keep it together. Don't fall apart. And I'm walking down the streets, smoking Indo, sipping on gin and But I'm walking down the sidewalk, and I'm just praying, and I'm just holding it together. I'm taking deep breaths, and this is the God honest truth. I swear to God, this is the God honest truth. Okay, I wouldn't say this is God honest truth if it's not the God honest truth, but this is the God honest truth. This is what happened. I'm walking down this cute little town in Fort Bragg, and I go by this church, and I looked up, and there's a banner right above the door. And the banner above the door says, Grieving? Come on in today for service and we'll talk to you. What are the odds? What are the odds of a church right next to me with a sign that says grieving during my time that I was grieving? What are the odds of that? There are no odds. That was God, and that was my sister-in-law saying, get your shit together and go have a great show. You can grieve later. Don't fall apart now. And I took a deep breath, took an inhale, exhale, walked right back in, and I was ready to go. And the show started, and I went up there, and at 55 minutes later, I'm sweating bullets, and everyone's having a great time, and we all had a magnificent time. It was absolutely amazing. I could not believe it. I truly saw the sign from God and my guardian angel, Reggie. She said, don't fall apart right now. Have a great time. And that's what I did. And we did. We had a great time. It was fun. I loved it. So, again, thank you, Fort Bragg. Thank you, Santa Rosa. I truly appreciated that weekend very, very much. And I'm sorry I'm a day late. If you're listening to it, it's probably like 3 days late, but because I have to do my honeydew list. So that's what we do. So that's the story. That's my story. That's what I did over the weekend. And now we're going to get ready for Thanksgiving. I can't believe Thanksgiving's next week. It does not feel like it's Thanksgiving. It feels like it's July. This global warming's out of control. I told you, how dare you? Okay, stop it. How dare you? I know, Greta. You are the one that made us realize that we poisoned this planet. I told you. How dare you? Thanksgiving's next week. What in the crap? What in the scrap? What in the crap? Thanksgiving's next week. Is anyone ready for Thanksgiving next week? Does it feel like Thanksgiving's next week? No. It does not feel like Thanksgiving's next week. It does not feel like it. I don't have that fall feeling, With this whole climate change, it does not feel like Thanksgiving. There's nothing to be thankful. I mean, yes, we always say, there's no, you got to be thankful for stuff. And blah, 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 blah. But there isn't. I don't know why. It just does not feel like the Thanksgiving spirit has lost. We've lost the Thanksgiving spirit. And I'm trying to realize why. Oh, that's right, because after Halloween, all of a sudden they start selling stuff for Christmas. Should we just get rid of Thanksgiving? Do you really want to get rid of Thanksgiving? If you want to get rid of Thanksgiving, please email me at mmipodcast19@gmail.com. And you tell me, do you want to get rid of Thanksgiving? I don't. I know it doesn't feel like Thanksgiving's next week. I know it just doesn't have that feeling. You don't see any, Thanksgiving commercials. You don't see any Thanksgiving ornaments. Houses are not decorated for Thanksgiving. Nothing. I remember when I was a kid, Thanksgiving was a big deal. I don't know what happened in my timeline that something shifted and Thanksgiving got pushed away, and it's all about Christmas for 2 months. Here we go. Okay, Hallmark, I'm talking to you right now, Hallmark. Okay? You have all these Merry Christmas movies. You have all these Christmas. They're a divorced couple, but now they're stuck together on a train for Christmas. Alimony on the Train. It's coming this Christmas on the Hallmark Channel. Okay, Hallmark, I'm challenging you right now. I want Hallmark to make a shitload of Thanksgiving movies because I'm sick and tired of they were lovers, but not anymore. But Christmas brought them back together. Come see blah, 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 blah in Christmas and a Heartache. Okay? There you go. November, let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. All right? Let Thanksgiving become Thanksgiving again. We need Thanksgiving movies. We need Thanksgiving TV shows. We need Thanksgiving merchandise. We need Thanksgiving to be Thanksgiving again. Make Thanksgiving again. Okay? We need to make Thanksgiving again because I'm tired of Christmas for 2 months. Everyone is sick and tired of the holiday season. As soon as October is done, you see Christmas. Fuck you, Santa. Wait your turn. Okay? I'll say it again. Fuck you, Santa. Wait your turn. All right, folks. I'm going to leave on that note. Leave off on fuck you, Santa. Wait your turn. So, I wish each and every one of you a wonderful week. Again, Santa Rosa, Fort Bragg, you are truly near and dear to my heart. Thank you so much for allowing me to run wild and all of us have a great time. I truly thank you. Also, folks, please don't forget to subscribe to this podcast. I need you to subscribe to this podcast because this podcast is important to me. This is how I communicate to you after shows. This is how I communicate to you what happened during a bad show, good show, whatever it is. I want you to be a part of this, and I want your friends to be a part of this. So please tell your friends you're listening to this. Please subscribe to this station, channel, podcast, arena, foreclosure. I have no idea what I'm saying. I'm all over the place. But let's remember, happy Thanksgiving, folks. I wish each and every one of you a wonderful Thanksgiving, and let's make Thanksgiving again. All right, I'm going to leave on that note, but before we go, here we go. Salsa, 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 salsa. Hey.